Sunrise on day 13, and we made the decision to alter our plans slightly. Instead of another day at the Rock before heading to Cobber Station, we would take off today for Onslow. Our special guest Vicky hadn't been there since she was 4.
You call me up with a set of plans, wanna burn all this rubble while you're holding my hand. And I get already, gonna feel like the best. I'm all yours, yeah, you know, no room to make amends. You get me on fire, I'm fired up for you. Kerosene, no lighter.
After breakfast, we packed up and headed towards the coast. One of our stops for the day was Fletcher's Crossing, built in the early 1950s by Fred Fletcher and Fred Bashford. The Linden Mini Creek Road was in need of grading, and we were relieved when we got to the Manila-Linden Road and found it to be much better cared for. It was around this time that it became apparent that the D-Max and T-Van had not survived the Kennedy Lane Loop Road unscathed. The T-Van kitchen door kept jamming closed and needed persuasion to open, and the D-Max reversing camera was no longer working. Neither was the cruise control. Although both rather annoying issues, they didn't stop us from continuing our journey. We arrived in Onslow the next morning, and after a small shop, headed out to find a campsite. We eventually found a small site right on the river and tried our luck at fishing. We survived the hordes of mozzies and awoke to an amazing sunrise. With the fish refusing to cooperate, we went back into town for a better look around. Then we trekked out to the mouth of the Ashburton River. Back fishing and one lucky cast resulted in the capture of a crab net. With a catfish for bait, we then caught the crab. First was a small female, and so it was released. The second was on tray. We braved the mozzie hordes again that night. In the morning we made one last fishing effort before packing up and touring Old Onslow town. Old Onslow was abandoned around 1925 after the port facilities were affected by the silting of the river. A better site for the town was found 18 kilometres east where Onslow is today. It was time to move on. Onslow was to be the most northerly point of our trip, and from here everything would be southbound. Our journey to Carnarvon was broken up by a beautiful patch of desert peas, and camp was a bush site about an hour north of Carnarvon. After doing some shopping in Carnarvon and our laundry, we checked out the cactus garden and mangrove walk before making our way to Cobber Station for the next few days. Join us next episode to find out if it rained too much to see the whales.